Hello, welcome to another episode of Holly D Live. I'm Holly D. It's just me. I want to have no guests on this podcast. I might do a continuation here tomorrow, in case anybody wants to chime in on the subject of gayness. This month is Pride Month, and so I thought that I would do a podcast about the gay lifestyle and what it feels like to be gay and what it feels like to try not to be gay. So this podcast I'm going to entitle, If You're Gay, You're Gay. On a more recent note, I tried to go the other way and it pissed me off so fucking bad. I was just like, I want to be the man. I want to be the fucking man. You know? Like, I can't. But you know what? In other areas, I'm not the man. Like, for instance, in the bedroom area, I am not the man. I've been with two women. Well, no, I mean, I've been with a lot. But I've been in relationships with two women my entire life. And I have never been the man in the bedroom. Never. But I just thought that I would do, I don't know how many people, I know how many downloads I have, like, of all time. But I don't know how many people, listen to this, and maybe if one day this really catches on, and one kid from Montana or one kid from some of the, I like to call them the redneck states, or somebody from Indiana that's scared to death of coming out, maybe this will help them. Or maybe it'll just give some reassurance to the people who already are out. So pretty much, you can read blogs, you can read books. God knows I've read a couple books and I've read a couple blogs on it too, myself. And nobody can tell you if you're gay or not. You just have to know. Not everybody has this crazy dream about it, and then they wake up and they're gay as fuck. And, for you bigots out there, it cannot be controlled. It is not always a choice. And I just wanted to get my point across on that, because I was raised in a Pentecostal home where that was definitely frowned upon if you were to like someone of the same sex. And I mean, I identify now as bi because, like they say, sexuality is fluid. Sometimes you realize over time that you might like men and women, or you might realize that women fucking irritate you, so you go back to men. I mean, there's just 1,000 different instances on how you can be gay, but whatever kind of gay that you are still part of a community. And I just want you to know that, whether you're bisexual or you're intersex, or you are asexual and you don't have sex at all, or whether you're, LGBTQ stands for lesbian, gay, shit. No. Yes. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer. And then in the more recent, IA is intersex and A is asexual. I think it's like asynchronous or whatever. But anyway, it's on the internet if you want to. I didn't want to do a whole podcast full of terms, but, there's lots of different, there's just lots of different situations in which you can become gay. Here's my story. I was raised in church, and that was totally frowned upon. But I had a best friend growing up, and she was a girl, and I never liked her. I never liked her like that. But then when I got to high school, I made a really awesome best friend. We're best friends to this day. And I fell in love with her. But I didn't realize I was in love with her until, we had sex. And I didn't realize I wanted to have sex with her until it just shit can just boil up. You know, with women, one thing that I've noticed is like when you have a crew like two women, for example, who are just best friends, just inseparable or whatever. I don't know statistics. I'm not a fucking genius, nor am I an expert on this matter. But in my experience, there's going to be something. Somebody going to have feelings for somebody. If they've been tight for, you know, it goes on for years and years and they just have that, you know, you can have a friend that's a soulmate who's just your friend that you've never done anything with. But you can also, you know, when you're that tight with somebody, you know their ins and outs. You don't get sick of them on a day-to-day basis. There's going to get... feelings are going to be had, you know, on one party or the other. And those feelings might not last forever. I mean, take the motherfucking bi-curious community. You know? They just, you know, I mean, they're curious about it, then they on to the next. Then, you know, on to the next phase and on to the next phase. And then there's the straight women who want to try something just once. But I think everyone who's, you know, identified as a lesbian on that I've come into contact with has fallen in love with a straight girl at least once. At least once. It's crazy, dude. It's like inevitable. And like, I went to this gay bar once with my girl Lindsay. Shout out to Lindsay. She was like, oh, she was awesome, dude. I worked with her and she's like, I don't even know where she is. She's like in Florida now. She's awesome as fuck. But yeah, we went to a gay bar and a straight girl came in there and there was just a bunch of, you know, studs and a bunch of other, you know, bisexuals there and stuff. Dude, they flocked to her like a flock of seagulls. Like, caca, caca, caca. I was like, oh my God, Lindsay, did you see that shit? And then I turn around and she's over there. I said, well, what the fuck is this? Dude, and so I looked and looked and looked and I said, that motherfucker is straight. She is straight. Oh man, they love a challenge. I don't care who you are. And I mean, like on the gay side, I do want to say something. Obviously, I'm a woman. So I don't identify with man on man, but, you know, there's one thing that I must say, that if you're in love and you are a man and you are with a man publicly, hats off to you, because that is hard to do, even in this day and age. You know, straight guys, for example, like to see girl on girl, because they think they're going to get their fucking dick wet and then jump on in there and then satisfy them both. But, you know, what a lot of straight guys, quote unquote, don't know is, you know, those two girls there that you set up for a threesome, sometimes those two girls are just fine without your big wet dick. They don't need it. You know what I'm saying? And, if you ever want to kind of look into or watch a drama, there's a drama on Showtime that's kind of older, but it's called The L Word. It's about lesbians, love, life, and Los Angeles. All those labias, all that. It's got an intersex person in it, Max, and it's really, really interesting to see them, you know, and LA is where that shit thrives, you know, but like, if you're just, you know, whether you're not even out yet, or whether you're trying to come out, or whether you're just going to be in the closet forever, which I don't wish that upon anyone, you know, take your time on it. Take your time and find out what you really want. What really makes you happy. Is it a guy? Is it a girl? Is it some other kind of, you know, yeah. I don't judge. I don't know everything, but I don't judge. You know, whatever you're into, it's just good to be. What the fuck? Hold on a second. Yep, that transaction was denied. That's because I don't have any money in my fucking bank account and all this shit's doing auto pay online. So there's that. But anyway, there's another overdraft fee. I gotta get overdraft protection. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a bunch of card declines on my motherfucking... It's nuts. But, find out who you are. Because at the end of the day, being gay or bi or intersex or asexual or genderqueer or transvestite, or I know that's an older term, I apologize, I don't want to offend anybody, or lesbian, or any of them, it's just one part of who you are. You can be more than one thing. Back in the day, it was like, that's the gay girl, blah, 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 walking down the street. I used to walk down in sets or whatever, and I wasn't even out. I denied it. So I gave like a lot of hand jobs to guys in school, kind of to prove to myself that I wasn't gay, looking back. But that just kind of proved more and more that I was gay, because I wasn't into it, number one. And, like my ex-girlfriend used to call, I don't want to coin this phrase, but the fucking buck. You have sex with them and say, get the fuck off me. And I do that with men. When time is up, time is up. And I don't give a fuck, man. I'll kick them out. you know what it is. You know what it was. Because whatever a man represents, and there's all different types of men. Like, it's not that I'm going to give up on a man. Maybe there is a man out there for me, but I seriously fucking doubt it, because they irritate me. They take the fucking remote. You know what I'm saying? They do shit that they think that they're helping you. No, motherfucker. I can do this shit by myself. I've been single for how long? And I'm sorry, but from my standpoint, dude, I will never need a man for financial or spiritual or emotional fucking support. I'm just talking about your classic traditional manly man set in the fucking 1950s manly man. Because I have no idea why that mindset is still like alive and well. And the people who have it make me fucking sick. And at the same time, they can have their beliefs and their respects, but a man should be with the woman, ... That's a bunch of bullshit, man. That's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, words can't express how much I fucking can't stand that. I just can't stand, dude. They're all the same. I've had hundreds of men on the fucking scale for one. I've only been with one, in the past. And he was good to me and stuff, but he was still a fucking typical guy. And it drove me fucking banana sandwich. And at the end of the day, my best friend came over tonight and she goes, Holly, when you're gay, you're just gay. You're just gay. Stop running from it. And I think I've been running from it because I was in a relationship with my ex, which, if you know me personally, then you know who it is, but I'm not going to say her name or anything. Anyway, moving on. And that really scarred her. It scarred me. I haven't been able to really move on and be with a woman, nor hit on a woman or anything, because when you've had the best, that's all there is, you know? And if my heart belongs to another, even if that woman will never be with me again, because I know she won't, and she despises the fucking ground I walk on, because I know she does, then it wouldn't be fair to me to be with another woman and tell her that I love her if I was in love with someone else. And you know, I didn't even know what love was until I found a woman. I didn't even know what that was, and especially this woman. It took me 28 years or whatever to find, and I fucked it up, as usual. That's me. But at the same time, all I'm saying is just being in the closet sucks, guys. I mean, if anybody's in the closet and they're listening to this, God, I feel for you. Oh, the pain, dude. And you know, I mean, the pain of keeping it inside with your coworkers, with your fucking family, with your blood half the time. It's always with your family. Everybody, man, it seems. Everybody in the circle that I've been in, of the circle of life and friends I've been in, dude, it's all because of their family that they refuse to come out, or that only a couple of people know. And it's like shouting from the rooftops and nobody hears you. But there's a crowd full of people. You know, you want to so bad, but you can't. And I just hope that you stay strong and don't let other people think for you. My mother, rest in peace, was a wonderful woman. But she literally, before I died, was praying the gay away for me. Ew. There is a fucking insect. And I know that struggle. If you ever want to talk about it like in private, I'm totally down. Whoever it is, doesn't matter. It won't leave us, whatever. Because I can really relate to that. And I just have a soft spot for people who feel like they can't come out. And I don't care how old you are. It really doesn't matter, because there are people who are out. And there are people who are not. And they are happier because they are out. If that is truly who you are. But find out what you want. Find out who you are. And be about it. Because life's too damn short to not go to a pride parade. Life's too damn short to not meet as many people as possible and give them the gift of whatever you have, because everybody has different skills and abilities. Especially people in the gay community, man. They are writers. They are creative. I write parodies, sick ass parodies about fucking. That's my trade. And people love them, but that's my gift to the world. I am gay, but I am also a musician, a writer. And whoever you are and whatever you're going through, just remember that that's one part of you. And if somebody shuns on it, fuck them. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people do shit and they regret it. Or they don't know. It's not what they do in life. It's what they fucking don't do. And then there comes the midlife crisis. And here comes the fucking, I woulda, shoulda, coulda. In my young age, I should have done this and I should have done that. But, you know, I don't have any regrets. I did all that shit. I did everything I've wanted. I've got an album out, whether people listen to it or not, because I promote worse shit. But I have an album out. That was my bucket list. You know, I've gone to, I don't know, like how many times. I've seen a lot of the world, you know. I still want to travel. I've still got a lot left to see, but I've seen a lot of the world, man. I've fallen in love. You know, I don't have that much left on my bucket list, and I want that for every single one of you. You know, you just never know when you're going to go, so I lived it up since I was, early 20s, and I came out in my early 20s. I used to have this test that I'd say when I was going through I went through the bisexual thing, and then I went to being a full-on lesbian, where I was monogamous with one woman. And then I was before that I was in an open relationship, like swinger type. But yeah, before that, I came out in the 20s and told my dad, like, well, Dad, I'm gay. And he was like, duh. It's like, he already knew, you know what I'm saying? He just wished that I would be with a quote-unquote man. He even told me this today, you guys. And just so you know, some of your family and friends, they will not quit. They are way too just naive and blind to it, thinking that it's just a phase, and it's, yeah. It, like, you just roll your eyes and keep moving along. But anyway, yeah, he told me today, out of all the guys that you've dated, would you say had you the most? I said, none. None. And he asked me again, he was like, you mean out of all the guys I said, yeah, out of all the guys I've dated, Dad. I pretty much told him, like, I did that for you, man. You think I did that for me? Dating sick-ass motherfucker. Oh my God, dude. Some of it was outright disgusting what I had to put up with. But, I brought one man home. That's it. And my uncle said he was going to shoot him with a shotgun. So that didn't really go over well. But at the same time, when I was in the relationship with my most recent ex-girlfriend, I was kind of afraid to be out to my family, and she went balls to the wall, and I loved her for that. I respected her for that. And they all knew I was gay, but they refused to see us together, is what they refused. So out of respect for my mother's house and my dad's house, I didn't have her over. And that was like my everlasting demise. Like one of the things I regret. But, because I should have brought her over and her son and been like, fuck it. You're going to see it. That's what's up. Because this is my family and I love them. But we had to split Christmases, holidays, all sorts of shit. And I hate living like that. Like, when my mom passed away, she couldn't even go in the emergency room with me. And it's just shit like that. Like, if you are in a gay relationship, man, whatever it is, make sure, and you know that is forever, and you have some family ties or whatever, the first thing you're going to do is get a fucking power of attorney, dude. Get a power of attorney so that if something happens to you or your partner, that they can make the decisions and not the stupid fucking family I'm not saying my family's stupid. I take that back. They've done a lot for me, and not your family and not your blood. Because there are certain, what if somebody was just about to come out of a coma that was your part, and my fucking family pulled the plug because they thought it was the right thing to do. Because they get sick. People get sick of waiting. People get sick of waiting for the right person in their life. The one. Man, woman, whatever. They get sick of waiting, so they fill their time with a bunch of fucknuts on either side of gender. And then they get roped in the middle of all that, and their families have kids with them, whatever. And then they forget what it felt like. You should feel like a kid every day, especially if you're out. And if you're not with the right person. It should feel like Christmas every day. Because that's what it felt like when I was with my ex. And those are just some words of wisdom I wanted to wanted to relinquish onto you just my personal experience. I'm not afraid to share. I got 19 minutes left. What's another one? What's something else I can't stand women that are gay for the stay. I can't stand that shit. I have done time in my other life. And, yeah, I'm not about that. I am not about that. Everything about that says, you know, I mean, I got a lot of people's perspective on it when I was in there. But, it's just so abrupt. Like, what do you guys think? Like, it's like it has an ending. Because when you're just gay for the stay, you're just gay for the stay. I used to tell them, I'm gay all day. I ain't gay for the stay. That means I was gay when I came in here. I'm gay when I leave here. You know? And they loved that. They loved that about me. Because I was who I was. Plus, you know, I have a lot of mental health problems. Struggle with mental health is real too. If you want, look on my podcast. It's called Mental Health. I'm going to do a new one about PTSD and how to deal with the triggers and stuff. Probably tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, and what are the long-term effects like when you're not out of the closet, or if you are out of the closet and you're just having a hard time, or you're transitioning, or whatever you're doing, you know, a lot of people will go to drug use for it. I am no stranger to that. I do not judge anyone that is on anything because of that. But, you know, it just causes this disruption, like, in the life force. When you find your soulmate, or if you're lucky enough to find your twin flame on this earth, if you don't know what a twin flame is, in short, I practice spirituality. I practice 3 religions, and I just pick and choose what I want. Christianity, Buddhism, and spirituality. And a twin flame is someone who, at the beginning of whatever, your souls were connected, and they cut that soul in half, and they are the other half of your soul. When you break up, it's excruciating. It's called twin flame separation. I'm actually in a support group for that on Facebook. When you come back together, it's called reconciliation. If you make up but you don't get back together. And if you get back together, it is called union, which is what I'm hoping for. But sometimes you're only meant to be in this lifetime. But anyway, we're meant to strengthen humanity. We're meant to evolve. We're meant to teach others how to evolve. And we get so caught up in the arguments and the bullshit and just how to live with being ourselves and being inside of ourselves that we forget that that's our purpose on this earth. You know? I'm a very spiritual person, and I started looking into spirituality because my ex blocked me on all fronts. So I didn't know how she was feeling, and I was worried about her. Even though I'm sure she would be doing fine and all that, but still. And so I started looking up these readings, which is not Wiccan. That's part of spirituality. Just so you know, it's not Satanist. That is a bigotry thing to say. That's for people who know nothing about it. But anyway, I started looking up readings to see how she was feeling, and a lot of that shit was dead on, man. Right now we're kind of in a crazy stage, but or she's just indifferent, and so am I, and fuck. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that will help everyone. It's not for everyone, but you know, if you're in a breakup, whether you're straight or gay or whatever, you know, just, I think of the good times. If you can't get over somebody and and everybody's told you it's time to move on, but you can't. If it's not, as long as if you're not obsessed over them, but you think about them in a healthy way, to a healthy extent, then I think there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're stalking them and fucking, like irritating them and pissing them off and fucking, just that's toxic. Obsession is toxic. But, if you're in a healthy way about yourself, or you're trying to get healthier, pray to whoever you pray to. Don't pray for them to come back, because that's kind of a prayer that I've never had answered, and I don't think God, or whoever you believe in, answers prayers like that. Maybe God, give me the strength to be who I am, regardless of whether they come back or not, or God, give me an opportunity. I asked God, like 2 years ago, God, give me this, and God, give me that, and God, please, please. He said, well, you have, and he hit me back, like he actually talked back to me. And he said, Holly, you have all that stuff. I gave it to you. I give you opportunities to be strong. I give you opportunities to forgive. I give you opportunities to not hold grudges anymore. I give you opportunities to change. And it's your decision whether or not you decide to take them. So if that helps anybody too, that would really, really help me. I guess the God that I talk to, he cusses and he has no excuses, and he's like, what the fuck ever, man. I gave you that fucking opportunity like 8 months ago, and you passed it by. So I'm trying not to pass up my opportunities, man. Trying to, make the best of yourself and what your talents are and your skills in this life, and everything else will come the way it should. And if you're scared to come out, get a support group, talk to people. You can always talk to me. Thanks for listening to this podcast. I know it's really controversial. I don't know who's going to listen to it. But share if you think that it's a good one. Share, and let's spread the word about love and life and keeping that pride flag going. I love you guys. Be safe. Use a condom. Fuck each other. Love each other. If you can't love or fuck each other, hate each other in a good way, from a distance. Wish them the best, but fucking who gives a fuck? Alright? Thanks for listening, guys. Love y'all. Stay safe. Peace.